Hello, my name is Samantha Page, and I'm here to tell you about why juveniles from the age of 14 to 17 should be tried as adults in adult court when they commit a violent crime. Certain privileges come when you turn a certain age, which is 18. You're able to buy tobacco, you're able to vote, and you are now considered an adult, which means you can be tried in adult court. Now, if somebody at the age of 18 who is still in their teenage years commits a violent crime, they will get a harsher sentence than a person that is 17 and commits the same crime. Is that really fair? Is it fair to the 18-year-old that he got a worse crime than the 17-year-old just because he is now considered an adult? If they committed the same crime, they should not be exempt from the punishment with adults. If teenagers commit the same heinous crime, they should be tried the same as adults. Many people worry about increase in the heinous crimes lately that are committed by teenagers in our society. The logical place to begin fixing it is with juveniles. Crime rate and use will go down dramatically. According to statistics gathered by PBS Frontline, there were 2.5 million juveniles arrested, and 104,000 of those, which were violent crimes, which is like rape, murder, assault, theft, anything like that. With these stats, there are many people who try to help the juveniles by stating that they do not have full control of their emotions, so they don't have any control over their actions, and they're still immature, and their lack of knowledge in the world makes them do worse things, stated in an article by Jennifer Vogel. But if the government has deemed teenagers ready to drive, if they're ready to have a job, if they're ready to use a rifle, which requires a lot of responsibility, how come they are so immature that they do not understand that they just committed a violent crime? Where is the line that states one teen is more mature than the other? Where is that artificial line that an adult should still get a worse crime than a 14-year-old? If they both murdered somebody, they should both get the same crime. If they both mugged somebody, they should both get the same punishment. It's the same crime. So the government, who has attached ages to privileges like drinking and driving and stuff like that, why is it not a simple process for them to be tried, for juveniles to be tried as adults? One main reason, stated by Vogel, is that the juvenile grew up in a bad home. This may be true in some cases, but the juvenile court was established over 100 years ago, and they are sympathetic to this issue, according to Linda Collier. The juvenile court is very sympathetic to it, and they have been for over 100 years since it's been around, and it's obviously not working. So maybe they should try the harsher punishments that adults get instead of trying to rehabilitate the teenager, because it's obviously not working with the teenager if they're getting rehabilitated instead of trying to actually punish them for their actions. So, despite the poor upbringing and horrible living situations that some of the teenagers may be in, the juveniles should be able to tell the difference between right and wrong. It is an unfortunate situation when juveniles take advantage of a time when they are young to commit violent crimes, knowing that they will only be punished lightly. Not only is it the juveniles taking advantage of this loophole, but gangs are too. Many gangs use their youngest members to commit the most heinous of crimes because they know the juvenile will be treated less harsh than an adult would, and the juvenile will be back on the street in only a few months, according to an interview with Johnson. The handful of cities that are seeing increases in crimes with juveniles need to crack down on how they treat young offenders, because gangs are their main problem. When gangs use a younger member, like I said, the younger member will be let free a lot quicker than an adult would. So they use the younger member only gets sentenced maybe 3 months to a rehab facility, then he's back on the streets for the gang doing something else, and make probably the same crime or a worse crime, and then still not get treated the same. Many of the juvenile offenders from the early 1990s are being released and are running around in many of the gangs because they know how to work the system now, and by using the youngest members to do their dirty work, according to the interview with Johnson. So public opinion on the issue is fairly decisive. Nearly 70% of the U.S. population believes that imprisonment is the way to prevent future crimes in both juveniles and adults, according to an interview with Reynolds. If these violent juvenile offenders were given harsher prison sentences for their heinous crimes, they would be both debilitated from committing any other crime and hopefully receive some more help while they are in jail. If they receive the help they need and the time they deserve when they get released, they will be a more productive member of society instead of trying to run around and commit those same crimes again. Furthermore, if juveniles were to receive these severe sentences for their crimes, they would be deterred from committing violent crimes, which would lead to a decline in violent crimes committed by juveniles. Thank you very much.